Wang Yibo froze in the middle of his birthday performance, because someone he hadn't seen in over a year had just walked onto the stage. The crowd didn't scream, they were in shock. No one expected Xiao Zhan to return like this, especially not tonight. It was supposed to be a night to remember. Wang Yibo's birthday celebration with fans in Seoul was planned to the tiniest detail. The venue? Sold out in minutes. The fans? Buzzing with excitement. But behind the scenes, something was missing. Sources close to the production whispered that Yibo had been quieter than usual. Some even said he looked distracted. Was he missing someone? Years ago, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's on-screen chemistry shook the entire continent. The Untamed made them global stars, but after the camera stopped rolling, so did their public appearances together. Rumors swirled. Were they just co-stars? Was there a falling out? The silence only added fuel to the fire. Every birthday since, fans wondered. Would Xiao Zhan ever show up again? Would they ever share the same stage again? What no one knew was that Xiao Zhan had been planning something for weeks. According to staff, he arrived at the venue in secret, wearing a cap and mask, avoiding cameras. He didn't want the spotlight, he just wanted the moment to be real. He coordinated with Yibo's team. Even the dancers were told to act normal. Only one person had no idea what was coming. Wang Yibo himself. It happened halfway through the final song. Yibo was dancing, then stopped. A figure had walked onto the stage from the side curtain. The lights hit him just right. The crowd fell silent. And then, the arena erupted. It was Xiao Zhan. He didn't say a word. He just smiled, and handed Yibo a single black rose. The symbolism? Powerful. Black roses often represent the end of an old chapter, and the start of something new. Yibo was speechless. For the first time in years, he looked like he didn't know what to do next. He took the rose. Looked at Xiao Zhan. Then, they hugged. No script. No lines. Just a real moment between two people who've shared the stage, the spotlight, and the silence. Fans screamed, cried, some even passed out. It wasn't just a reunion, it was history being made. Backstage, someone caught a brief moment between them. A quiet thank you from Yibo. A smile from Xiao Zhan. Then they disappeared into the dressing room together, no press, no interviews. It wasn't about publicity. It was about closure, or maybe a new beginning. After the show, neither of them posted about it. No captions, no selfies. Just silence. But the fans? They knew what that night meant. One comment said it best. He didn't just surprise him, he healed something we didn't know was broken. What do you think this means for their future? Is this the comeback we've been waiting for, or just a beautiful goodbye? Tell us in the comments. Behind the curtain, the cheers faded into quiet. Staff members stepped aside, unsure whether to speak or just let the moment breathe. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo disappeared into the dressing room. No one followed. No cameras. No statements. It was as if time stopped, not for drama, not for show, but for something personal. And then, silence. The internet exploded. Within minutes, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo topped trending charts in China, South Korea, the Philippines, and even the US. Hashtags like #TheReturn, #YiboZhan and #HeCameBack4Him flooded timelines. One fan in Brazil said, "I stayed up until 3 a.m. for this birthday stream. I cried like they were my own brothers." Another fan wrote, "This was more than a performance. This was healing." But something strange happened. Despite the world watching, neither of them posted anything about the night. No selfies. No captions. No behind-the-scenes photos. Yibo's team simply shared a generic "thank you to the fans" message. Xiao Zhan's account stayed completely silent. Some fans believe that's what made it even more powerful. This wasn't about likes or clicks. This was about them. Industry insiders were stunned. One entertainment journalist posted, "I've worked in this field 15 years. I've seen reunions, patch-ups, even fake controversies. But what happened at Yibo's birthday? That was real." Another claimed that even the sponsors didn't know Xiao Zhan would be there. It was kept off contracts. No press releases. Purely a personal decision. We may never know what was said behind that closed door. But in past interviews, both men spoke about loyalty. About keeping certain relationships away from the public eye. About protecting something that fame can't touch. Whatever happened backstage, it wasn't for the media. It was for them, two artists who once walked the same road, drifted apart, and maybe found their way back. When Wang Yibo returned to the stage for the encore, something was different. His energy was calmer. His smile, no longer just for the crowd, but for something deeper. He didn't mention Xiao Zhan. Didn't reference the moment. But at the end of his final bow, he turned toward the side of the stage. And nodded. Just once. And the fans knew. Was it a final goodbye, or the quiet beginning of something new? Whatever it was, on that stage, in front of thousands, Xiao Zhan came back for him. What would you do if the person you thought was gone, showed up when you least expected it? Let us know in the comments. Just hours after the event, fan theories flooded the internet. One viral post claimed Xiao Zhan had been planning this surprise for over a month and even rejected a drama shoot just to make it. Another thread broke down their body language on stage, pointing out how Yibo's hands trembled slightly as he reached for the rose. And then there was the wildest theory of all. What if this wasn't a reunion, but a quiet promise to return to the screen together? Some fans went back and analyzed the lyrics of Yibo's final song that night, the one Xiao Zhan appeared during. The chorus? "Even when the light fades, I'll remember the fire." Was it a coincidence, or a message for someone who had once stood in the light with him? Music has always been their language. Maybe this was no different. Xiao Zhan walked in unannounced. Said no words. Left quietly. But in those few minutes, he didn't just surprise Wang Yibo. He reminded the world that some stories never really end. The question is, are we watching the final chapter, or the beginning of something even greater? Comment your theory below.